Hello there, welcome to Monkeytron Collective, and today's little video is just a quick overview and kind of going through how I made this. This is the new Monkeytron Shield. I've been wanting to make this for quite a long time now. There's a lot of Shield meta has become a kind of big thing within a lot of the kind of higher FPS Brit-Nerf games now over the last few years. We have quite a lot of Shield users in play, and Brit-Nerf have a very good set of rules involving shields in play. And just there's more and more of the events that we go to, people are turning up with shields, and people are having to carry mega blasters and rockets to deal with them. It just adds a different dimension to some of the games, a few more tactics needed and stuff. And I've never been a massive fan of playing with shields myself. Until Battle of Brit-Nerf last year. I played a few rounds with this, which is the Brit-Nerf Shield. And if you follow us on Facebook and stuff, you'll have seen this everywhere. We've had this for a few years now, and it's a full-on actual riot shield that we used to use sometimes at FTT events for some games. And I bought a few of these, and they're just completely clear perspex. So I decided to kind of sticker bomb it with stickers from all over the Brit-Nerf community and stuff, and it's become known as the Community Shield. This is made from some EVA foam floor mats. So just a good old-fashioned way. Got a kind of pen in the middle with a bit of string and a pencil, and kind of drew out the biggest circle I could on one of the foam floor mats. I think the mats are about 80 centimeters across, and managed to, this is just short of 70 centimeters circle, I think. So I did two circles, and then we've glued the two circles together. I think I'll have a few pictures of the work in progress which I'll throw up. Gluing them together, I use because I do some cosplay foam building stuff as well, and I use Gorilla Glue, which I find is really good for getting a really solid permanent bond on big sheets of foam. So I use Gorilla Glue. It takes about 24 hours to cure, so I left them overnight, and then we hit it with a heat gun and softened it, got it nice and soft with the heat gun, and kind of moulded it into shape over a bowl to get a kind of nice kind of dome effect on it, just very subtle. And then once the foam cools down, again it kind of retains that shape slightly. So we did that, and then after that the edges were a bit rough, obviously, after cutting it out, so there was lots of sanding. Got the belt sander out and sanded down the edges, and got the edges nice and flush together. There was a little seam in between the edges, which we then used some kind of flexible polyfiller to fill in the edges, and then that was sanded down again. Then over the top of the foam, we sealed the foam with about 3 layers of PVA glue. So that was just PVA glue poured straight on, brushed all over into the foam. It just kind of seals the foam, gives it a much smoother surface ready for painting. Did that on both sides, the EVA. The back side was painted, so this had a kind of dark metallic grey kind of gunmetal, and then I did a very light silver over the top to give it a kind of weathered metallic effect on one side. But then I decided not to paint the front side, because this is going to be used at high FPS events, and it's probably going to be taking darts that are flying up to 300 FPS. I didn't want to paint it because the paint would end up quite chipped and damaged, so I went for a complete vinyl on the front. So I got some sheets of gloss A4 vinyl. I managed to get my Monkeytron logo. I split it into 4, so I managed to kind of slice it up 4 quarters and enlarge it to as big as I could onto A4. So it's got some self-adhesive A4 vinyl in white printed onto that, and then they just got stuck straight onto the shield. Then obviously we had some gaps around the edges, which I filled in with some, managed to cut up the rest of the white vinyl and covered the rest of it. Kind of just folded over it onto the edges, so we've got a nice solid thing around the edge. We then got some completely clear vinyl as well, and we've got 2 massive sheets of clear vinyl over the top of this as well. One on the top, one on the bottom. They kind of overlap slightly in the middle here, and again the edges were just folded around the edges there. And then on the edge we got some red duct tape, and then we just wrapped the edge in a couple of layers really tight as we could with red duct tape, just to seal the edge off. And that kind of seals in these vinyls on the front, and then just trimmed that off around the back here. On the back then we've got some Velcro straps. So forgot to mention earlier on, see when I glued the sheets of foam together at first, I cut the holes and put the Velcro straps through, so these are actually go right through the foam, so they'll be glued solid in between the 2 bits of foam, so they're not just stuck on here, they're continuous piece that go all the way around, and they're into the foam there as well, which makes them absolutely solid. And then we've got some nice adjustable Velcro on them as well, so we can adjust it to our arm. Whoever's using this can adjust it, and if they're wearing armour or whatever, they can loosen it or tighten it, whatever they want. And this is industrial strength Velcro as well, so it's really tough and lasts a long time. So we've got a good grip on that here. And then we've covered the Velcro in some red fake leather to give a kind of leather effect on the straps there as well, and it also gives them an extra bit of chunk as well, and you get really strong, makes them quite stiff and quite grippy as well. So this is absolutely solid. I measured the elbow. The straps aren't directly in the middle, so I didn't place them directly in the middle. They're shifted forward slightly, and the reason for that is so when my elbow is bent, it completely covers my elbow here, so I can hold the shield up with my elbow bent and my arm's not sticking out the side. It's covered in there as well, and that was deliberately measured it to myself to do that. Yeah, and perfect. As you see, this isn't it's considerably smaller than the Nerf Shield, but the Nerf Shield is quite big. Generally, most shields used in Nerf games are around about this size. Some are even smaller, some have slightly bigger ones. But yeah, the Nerf Shield's probably on the biggest size, biggest one that gets used. But yeah, as I say, this is considerably lighter, easier to move, easier to transport, and yeah, it just I just love the look of it with the big Monkeytron logo. It's like a big red target. Come and shoot me. It's quite funny. Yeah, there's no hiding with this thing when you're out in the field, definitely. But it'll be good, and just yeah, when we're out at the Comic Cons and stuff, we'll be able to take it and hang it up on the target range and stuff. And this is going to be super durable as well. This will take rocket hits, mega hits, as you saw in the video there. I put a load of darts at it, and mega darts and rockets as well, and there's not a scratch on it as well. Another good thing as well, with complete vinyl on the front, it's just going to be wiped down clean as well, so it should stay pristine clean the whole time as well. So yeah, super happy with this. Super fun project. If you want a shield, have a crack at making them. They're dead easy to make. As I say, you can do it with very basic materials and do whatever you want. You should check out Clegg T from Axe Nerf Warriors. He makes amazing shields. He's kind of one of the biggest purveyors of shields in Nerf. He did an amazing video for us on FoamFest Live called Defense Against the Darts, which was all about shields. There's a video of that on his YouTube channel, Clegg T. The Nerf Orc. You can follow him on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. You should check out his Defense Against the Darts video, and yeah, I was kind of inspired to make this by seeing a lot of his work. He does some really amazing shields in EVA foam, and he's made quite a few for kind of other Nerfers as well. He made an amazing FoamFest one as well for FoamFest, which was given out as a raffle prize. Ended up going to America of all places, and so yeah, there's one of his shields out and about in New York somewhere, I think it was. It's brilliant. But anyway, make sure you check that out, and follow us here on YouTube. You can like our Facebook page, Monkeytron Collective, and head over to Instagram and get us on Instagram at Monkeytron Collective Nerf, and also check out our Etsy store. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.